Hi, good morning, everyone. How are you today? I hope I'm very clear. Uh, this morning, I'm going to be discussing something very vital, especially as touching employability skills. Yesterday, I got into my LinkedIn DM, and someone came in and shared CV that I should offer some advice based on the CV, and of course, I should tell how the CV is and how it stands in the market. So I'm going to briefly share with you some of the reasons why your CVs are not getting shortlisted for that interview. Okay, so number one thing is a skill gap. Okay, so you may need to close some skill gaps. Some people have been say okay, a graphic designer, people used to go to school to study graphic design, but now with the invention of AI, with the invention of Canva and the likes for designing, we have quite a lot of designing tools now. At the tip of your finger you can actually access material that could help you to design one thing or the other, even people that did not go to school to study designing. So it becomes, a general knowledge. So when you say, oh, what I studied in school is graphic design, then some people are going to be looking at you and say, you're not a serious person. So you may need to add up with the skill. Um, uh, Add up a skill in a strategy. You're not just designing, you want to add strategy to it. You want to have maybe photography, angular shots, how to take angular shots, how to position your camera. You want to learn how to design, how to create content that would enhance your designs. These are things that naturally you need to learn to be able to stand out in the marketplace. So when a recruiter picks up your CV, they are looking at other skills like soft skills that you possess that is going to help you to get shortlisted and enlisted faster. Okay, so second thing is networking. Okay, so if you refuse to build a professional relationships and connections that can open doors of opportunities, okay, those that might not even be advertised. Sometimes you may not, you may just continue to apply and apply and apply and apply. You know, someone, a candidate stands a chance, you stand a chance of getting shortlisted if you probably know someone who knows someone who knows the recruiter. A recruiter would most likely pick on a CV that is recommended based on the fact that there is a track record of success, there's traceability. The recruiter can actually trace which CV came from who and can actually, validate the candidacy of such of such a person looking for jobs. So networking is something very critical as well. Okay, so interview skills. Some people go into an interview unprepared. So I wonder, how would you want to go into an interview not prepared for what you are in for? Okay, so preparation from researching the organization we want to interview with, preparation as to even knowing key management staff of the interview, getting to know the team, getting to know the strategy behind the business, getting to know so much more the business of the business, getting to know so many things about this organization. This gives you knowledge as to what to expect when you get to an interview session. Don't go to that interview unprepared, because lack of preparation would make you look like you don't know what you're doing. Okay, so but preparation also means that you would also go and also prepare yourself in terms of skills that you have. Okay, so if it's an experience hiring, you may need to you may need to glean some knowledge about uh, scenarios that had happened. You may need to recollect scenarios that had happened in your career when something happened. For example, when it has to do with if it is an HR role, for example, because I am an HR professional. So if it's an HR role, you may need to glean knowledge on scenarios about change management, about employee engagement, about payroll management, about learning and development. You may need to learn a lot more about working remotely and hybrid work style. Okay, so why do you need to learn this? Because when you get into that interview session, what the recruiter really wants to hear from you are the exact and precise scenarios that made you stand out, that made you take decision. Because one of the things they are going to be testing is your ability to take decision, your ability to solve problem, and your critical thinking skills. So these are very vital tools you need to have. And another thing you need to do, you need to also know is that you need to possess soft skills. Soft skills are going to be helping you communication, transferable skills, skills that stand you out. You may need to learn. Okay, probably you're into business development. You may need to learn CRM tools, technical skills, fundamentals of technical support. How do I support my customers? How do I make them stand out? These are skills that if you had to your natural professional skills and competencies, they are going to help you stand out in the marketplace. Okay, so another thing is relevant experience. You must have a relevant experience. When you apply for a role, make sure you have a relevant experience that equates your track record with what you've done and can also level up with your educational background at the same time your academic qualification. So we need to look at that. Then there's what we call culture fit. Okay, so during the interview sessions, that there will be moments where your behaviors will be tested, where there will be aptitude tests, where your psychometric would be tested. Okay, so if you do not have the behaviors that resonates with that organization, no, those that particular trait may not be a culture fit system that would that will attract that employer to you. So if you have maybe cultural beliefs, background, maybe you don't believe in diversity, inclusion, and equity. Probably you don't believe that okay, so female are meant to be leaders, or you don't believe in having a female boss. These are things issues that naturally you have personally. They are personal issues. Okay, so if it does not resonate with the organization, they may not get to select you, no matter how beautiful your face is or how polished your Queen's English is. So this is also a critical skill. Location is another thing. Okay, so you must be able to be close enough. For example, if it's a job that does remote working, okay, so remote working means you work online. If you do not have the requisite skill to work online without help, you may find it difficult to work with such an organization. Okay, so your location is very important. You must be ready. You must be culture ready. You must also be location ready. Okay, so some jobs have availability that is varied from one location to another. Okay, some job requires that you move from one geopolitical zone to another. So if you are mobile enough, you can, but if you're not in the right location, the job may not be for you. Okay, so there is also what we call market demand. Okay, some fields have higher demand than others. Okay, so don't get worked up. Just keep pushing. When you don't get a yes or an invite for an interview, probably you are okay. So like I mentioned earlier, a graphic designer, it's an in-demand skill, but it needs other skills to thrive in the workplace. So okay, so the demand for just an ordinary graphics. So why not being a digital marketing strategy and a designer and a content creator? All of those three together is going to make you stand out of the other candidates that have been shortlisted. Okay, references, recommendation matters a lot. I've said earlier that when you know someone and know someone who presents a CV to the recruiter, you stand a better chance of getting shortlisted than other candidates who do not have any relationship or knows anyone that is connected to that brand. Okay, so you also must have online presence, and having online presence does not mean just being online. I mean, doing anything. I mean, and everything. Okay, so being online means that you are doing something in line with your career, in line with your progression, in line with your career aspiration. You're not sharing rated contents. Okay, so your contents are polished. You're talking about what you believe in, your profession, your competencies. The employers right now or recruiters now go in deep search of candidates who live a life of the profession they actually professes. So you may need to work on what's your presence online and what you do part-time online. This is also very important. You also may need to get certifications. For example, if you're standing for a role, you need if you're applying for a role as a graphic artist, all you have is just a BA, Bachelor of Art, in graphic design. That may not suffice in the marketplace of now because, the global talent trend has changed from what it used to be. Okay, so you may need to get certifications in designs, certificate, global design certificate, connections that stands you out amongst other candidates. Okay, so certain job also requires licensing, so you may need to get the requisite license to operate that particular business. Okay, so it's your strong CV. um with all of those factors put in place with a strong CV that highlights your skills and competencies and highlight what you have done. Another thing I would have loved to add is the fact that you should be consistent in your career path. Okay, so if you are a graphic artist, you're expected to stay on your lane for a while. Even if you want to change career, you want to transition to something else, you've done that for a while, and then you're transitioning it. Let your transitioning let it be systematic, let it be in a thematic order, let it be something that it's relatable, I mean, to the recruiter, so that they can understand why you need to transition from one career to another. So if you are the kind of person that you have probably done HR for 1 year, graphic artist for another year, you are again you're a data analyst. Okay, so they are still a bit related, but they don't show a clear career path, for you as a brand. So all of these have to be taken into consideration. Thank you for having me. This is employability skills with Stella Adidiji. Okay, so until next time when I come your way, thank you and God bless you.